Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to Show and Tell number 48. Happy New Year. I'm filming two videos back to back today, so I'm doing the Show and Tell now, and then I'm going to do the 2019 wrap up, goals for 2020, and discussing things like my yarn ban, paper ban, things like that, what the rules are, and if you want to participate, how to participate. Whew. So, I think for the month of December, this technically will be my second show and tell. With Vlogmas and stuff, I really didn't have time to sit down and film as much, and plus Christmas and everything else, so yay! It is still early. I'm drinking my coffee still. Bear with me. So, the last couple of weeks have been just like slammed with random stuff, and a lot of crafting got done. So for Christmas, Troy got me the 4K version of the Harry Potter DVD collection. So we've been watching a movie a day, or trying to. There have been a couple days we missed, like last night, but there's a lot of time sitting on the sofa watching movies, which is fun. So what did I finish? I finished my lighter coat hat. I'm not sure why I didn't weave in the bottom end, but the top one I've left open because I'm thinking about putting a pom-pom on it. So we'll discuss this more when I get box 3 for Lighter collection. Really love this yarn. I love how it shows up so true to color on camera here, because in person I'm sitting kind of in shadow. So when the light hits the project, it's actually showing up true to color, whereas on my side, it's a little bit darker because it's in shadow. Got that done. I did. So I have not been working on my socks, and I've had 2 pair of socks sitting here waiting to get finished. This pair just needed one toe and the heels. But I did finally get these done. So these were a full cut in afterthought heel. Actually, hold on one second. I'm going to see if I can find my sock blocker real quick so I can show you these better. Okay, 2 minutes in and I've already had to jump up and go find something else. So this is using Knit Picks Felici in Beyond the Wall. I think this was part of the fall 2018 collection. So off the foot and off the blocker, like the heel looks really weird, and it's because there is a small pucker on either side. If I can find the tutorial I followed, I will pop that in the description box below. I have never done cut in afterthought heels before. And in the tutorial I was watching, she mentioned when you cut open the stitches, surgery, a little nerve-wracking, when you rip out the row in between here, to leave a stitch unfrogged in the corner so you don't get any kind of holes there. And you can kind of see that it's a very, very slight pucker right there and right there. But when it's stretched out, like there's no hole in the joint. So I am all down for that. As nerve-wracking as cutting these open was, like it really wasn't that bad. It was fairly easy to do. I did have an issue figuring out where in my ball of yarn to reattach, so I didn't make wonky stripes. So I do have a repeat of the dark blue section for the heel here. But if you follow down the leg, it follows in the pattern. And if you follow out from the heel, it follows in pattern. So I just went ahead and went with that. I just rejoined it at this stripe to work the heel out. I do prefer my heel. I've got a very narrow edge to the back of my heel. So instead of taking it down to the 12 stitches, like this size generally would take, I did take it down to 8 stitches on each needle, so 16 total. instead of 24 total, 12 per needle. But they fit great. They look beautiful. I'm very excited. I do like the afterthought heel. I like the way it looks, especially when you do contrasting heel, toes, and cuffs. I think you get a much finer end result. But yeah, you can see where it does definitely create that just a little pucker there on the corner. These are unblocked. I literally just finished these this morning. My Vegas light socks, unfortunately, will not get done today, which is why I'm going to go ahead and I've got 3 projects that are close to finished, but none of them could be finished today. So, I've got about 5 inches total left to work on my Vegas light socks. I need, about 2.5 inches per sock to, finish those off. But I did get the heel turned in those. And those are projects that predate the packing of our old house. So I've kind of let my socks just languish in the corner. And I do have my Halloween yarn caked up and ready to go. So my next pair of socks will probably be my Halloween socks. And then I'll do the socks out of the yarn that I got with Karen over at KB Fibers and Becky at Funny Farm Crochet when we met in person for the first time. We're calling them our Charlotte socks. And I'll be using the Hermione everyday pattern for that. And we have special yarn that Karen sent us that has all of our 3 favorite colors so we can do our heel, toes, and cuffs. Very exciting. Next finished object. So my last show and tell, I showed you that I did the bankhead beanie. I did a cowl to match that. This is using Premier Everyday in charcoal heather. And I still forgot to see if I have a ball of the black. I'm not getting up again right now. So I can show you, as black as this looks, their black is a little bit darker than the charcoal heather. But very excited. This is a late Christmas gift, so I will need to get this sent out soon. Oh, there it is. I did get my week 3 preemie blanket done. It's been sitting folded up, so it's a little wonky looking, but this is the 2-fold, right? Yeah, 2-fold preemie blanket from Karen at KP Fibers. Project Preemie book. I did not finish Christmas weeks. I thought originally we were still going to try to go see my mother-in-law. I was going to have 3 hours in the car, so I figured I'd work on it in the car, and Troy's cough just really wasn't better. We don't know if he's contagious or not, so my mother-in-law is over 90. Like, the last thing we need to do is go get her sick. So we did delay that trip. We might go down this weekend. We're still not quite sure. And my other, oh no, I got 2 more finished objects, sorry. I finally finished my mom's corner to corner blanket. I actually threw this around my shoulders and did like a touchdown dance running through the living room, singing, "It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done." So I kept to a very simple border on it. I used Mikey from Crochet Crowds. The way he explains how to go around your blanket. And then instead of doing doubles or anything, I just did a basic half double border on it. I wanted to keep it very simple because the yarn is pretty loud. But I really love how this turned out. So this is using Vanna's Choice and Autumn Prints. This is one of the yarns that my group of friends on Zoom and I split back in August when I shared the picture of what does 82 pounds of yarn look like. We split, I think, 6 cases total between 10 people of the cupcake yarns. We got some of this. There was some Heartland. But yeah, I mean, this came in a case of 96 balls. So there was a lot of yarn to split up. And I do have, let's see, where is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 to 12 balls still here. So yeah, I did have a couple of balls before we bought the case, but I really wanted to make my mom a blanket out of this. My mom is a natural redhead, and she's very much an autumn. This is her colorway. This is her color palette. So that will be going in the mail this week. Pretty excited that it's done. And let's see, put this with that. So everything that has to be sent out this week, I can send off together. Now I am really glad I took time this week to have a blocking party because I had a lot of stuff that needed to be blocked. I wet blocked my Karen shawl, the rainbow shawl that I did with my birthday yarn that she hand spun. I did a shawl for my friend Sandra that was a trade for some of the knit crate yarn that she got. I blocked out my Yvette shawl and it looks fantastic. And I blocked out my sister-in-law's asymmetrical scarf shawl so I can get that sent off for Christmas. But I decided, for whatever reason, because I didn't know what else to do, to start It's My Birthday Cal from Holly over at the Proper Pineapple finally. And this curled like nobody's business when I finished it. This was like totally sinking into the center. This edge just wasn't laying right. So I'm really glad I got it steam blocked before I showed you guys the finished shawl. But I did finish this Christmas morning. So it took me like technically on paper 3 days, but I got the bulk of it done in 2 days. I just had to do the bobble stitch on the bottom. So this is using, it's one of the Peyton's yarns, Canadiana, and raspberry violet, something tan, and something blue. Ooh, actually, I have my ball bands down here. So I was going to show y'all how many ball bands I had at the end of the year, but I'm missing my other, I've got 2 of the giant bulldog clips I had them pulled out and I don't know where they are. But this is the one I brought from upstairs, so it's got my most recent projects in it. So this is flax and it's grape jelly, sorry. Medium teal and deep orchid. Wow, I was wrong about every colorway. I was really worried when I started this, even though the 4 colors look so pretty together. When I started adding in the blue, I just was not sure how I was going to like the way the color laid out. I ended up really liking it a lot. So it's a little bit short for me. As Summer says, you know, she's a fluffier girl. Even when I was not so fluffy, I was very broad still though. I haven't bulked out a whole lot here. So shoulder to shoulder, it's still a little on the short side. I don't have a whole lot of leeway on the breadth. So as a shawl, it's probably not going to work great for me, but it does work as a scarf. So yeah, I'm really like the pattern. I love the shape of the wings. So if you didn't buy it, I would recommend buying the pattern because I really like it. I thought it turned out really, really nice. I like the texture. I really didn't have any issue doing the bobble stitch, and I love the border she chose for it. I think I like more substantial borders that drop down, which is why a lot of times you'll notice I don't do like picots and stuff unless, you know, it's a delicate project needs picots. I like a more sturdy finishing edge though, so it has enough weight to hold itself down. And I'm kind of unique in that way. That's a weird Carrieism, and I'm aware of that. So that's all my finished objects for the last 2 weeks now. I do have some massive whips though. So if you watched my Vlogmas videos, you're aware of the yarn that, well, actually I shared it in my show and tell too, I think, that Debbie, the Canadian crocheter, sent me for Christmas. And a couple weeks before that, she had shared a pattern that she said was going to be her Christmas cast on. I'll link this down below. So when she sent the yarn, I just realized, like, I'm not straight at the camera. When she sent that yarn to me though, I was like, I'm in love and I need to do something with this like now. So I was thinking about doing the skull cowl I'd planned on recasting on in that. And then I wouldn't have to recast it on because I'd already started it in fingering weight. But the more I looked at it and after I got it balled up and everything, I decided to do Debbie's pattern. The pattern that she had chosen to do as her Christmas cast on, I decided to do with the yarn she sent me. Because I loved the pattern. I thought it was beautiful. It's another shawl where you increase on one side every row and decrease every other row on the other side. So you're only, for every 2 rows, increasing 1 stitch. But it gives you this nice swoosh to the shawl. I love that shaping. It's one of my favorite shapings. That's the Karen rainbow shawl. That's how that's shaped. It's almost an asymmetrical shaping to like the Yvette shawl, the way that just curves out. Very similar kind of shape to the top. So I decided to cast that on. So I got that. I'm halfway through my first lace panel. I'm working on a cowl out of one of the Christmas yarns Troy got me. I'm using the Nordica Premier. And I will be doing a review on that and Spun Colors hopefully in January. And I want to do a comparison review. I think I'm going to do something in the Bloom as well and do a comparison review for Nordica versus Bloom. I've got my Vegas Slate sock still up there. I did finally block my poncho pieces, so I will be sewing that together in the next couple weeks. There's something else I just cast on. That's going to be a longer cast on. Anyway. Yeah, my brain is just going nope. And nope. 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 So yeah, it's been really busy, like crafting wise. I've been getting a lot done. Either tonight or sometime tomorrow, I'm going to start working on a covered journal so I can keep up with my, I've been keeping my notes for like yarn weights and stuff in this notebook, but since I'm not using Ravelry anymore to track my projects, I've been trying to find a notebook to really track my projects in that is large enough to get a full year's worth. In July, I started using the notebook that Cheryl Bolt sent me in our yarn swap, Llama Mama Kayla's Happy Mail yarn swap. But I, since the end of July, used all going one way, flipped it upside down and started going backwards through the book, and I'm already halfway through the book. So I think what I'm going to do, and plus I want to track more of my non-yarny projects as well. So I think what I'm going to do is take a composition book with 100 pages in it. I'm going to use the front couple of pages to track my yarn weight and use the rest of the pages for tracking projects. And what I think I'm going to do is going forward through the book, I'll split the pages in half so I get 2 projects per page going one way. And then if you flip the book upside down and go the opposite way, so it's the same way I did the same way I use these. I hate writing, excuse me, I hate writing on the back of paper. So in order to write on the backs of these, this is the ARC notebook system with the rings. So this is forwards, how it's supposed to go. That's forwards, how it's supposed to go. But you'll notice on the back side, everything's upside down. And it's because I flipped the book, well, I flipped the page upside down to write on it. Just because it's easier for me. Because I really hate trying to write on the left-hand side of a notebook. It's just not comfortable for me. And I'm not a student anymore, so I can do it how I want to. I'm an adult. I can adult it my way. There's no rules for me anymore. So anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll track my Yarny projects going one way, and that'll give me room for 200 Yarny projects. And then if I flip it upside down and use the opposite way to track my non-Yarny projects and finished objects, I don't have nearly as many of those. Because I do use something like the Christmas cards. I'm doing huge groups of those at once. So it's not like I've got individual groups of those. I don't know. I might do 2 notebooks. I don't know. But that's what I want to work on the next couple nights, which is one of the reasons why I don't think I'm going to get any more of the Yarny projects done. I've also got to figure out how I'm going to handle yarn dyeing. Is dyeing the yarn a finished object, or do I have to dye it and work with it? Because it is 2 separate craft projects. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to handle that moving forward. I really ought to save most of this for my next video to film. Late Christmas cards and Christmas gifts. I did get a couple of those. Oh man, I left my new project bag upstairs. I bought a project bag from Beth over at Heaven's Peacemaker, and it's gorgeous. But it's like upstairs. So I will have to spot that when I start next year's Christmas gifts, because I'm going to use the bag I got from Crystal at Chronically Crocheting, and Beth's bag is my year-long project bags for all my Christmas projects, Christmas whips, Christmas gifts. That's what those are going to live in. So, but it's vintage looking and it's so pretty. I told Beth, like, if I had seen the bolt of fabric sitting at Joann's, I would have bought the entire bolt and made a dress out of it. That's how much I like it. I'd have bought it by the bolt. Speaking of bolts, so I got a Christmas card from Cheryl Bolts. Look at how cute she is. She's such a sweetheart. Also, just as a note, I am going to try to come back and edit this video, but I do kind of want to get it up before New Year. So I may not have my description bar filled out until like next week. It just all kind of depends. All right. So Jennifer sent me this card, and I'm just saying, it's San Luis Cathedral. Absolutely stunning. Whoever did this, the artwork, the painting, I can't read it. Anyway, that is probably one of my favorite pieces of artwork to include San Luis. So it's my taste of Nolans, which is hilarious because every year for Christmas, we get a can of Café du Monde coffee, and that's our Christmas coffee every year. So I got 2 tastes of Nolans, and there's actually a recipe on the back, which is awesome. Need to, I haven't, made sure I double, words. I need to make sure I put everybody's addresses into my address book or my mailing label sheets so I don't forget your addresses. So I'm trying to make sure I keep everybody's addresses and envelopes together. So this is a Christmas card from Cindy Settles. It's Cindy Hearts Crochet. Wow. He's so good. Oh, Beth, your actual proper card's upstairs hanging on the thing still. She did send me a thank you card for my order. Oh, and I never did finish going through this. So, y'all know I love Christy Cook, right? Like, I've made no bones about the fact I love her maker bags. I think she's adorable. And let me just say, girl, you rock. I about, like, weed myself giggling over your little Christmas present. So, number one, she used washi tape to secure stuff inside the card. So we got a stitch marker with a jingle bell. But y'all, look at this button. Look at this button. Oh my goodness. Gotta get this so I don't misplace it for now. Since I'm not at my desk, I don't want to lose things. Which is hilarious because you think this is where I'm less likely to lose things that are crafty related. Nope. Nope. Urgh. There we go. I don't want to lose my button. So not only did she send me a very, very sweet card and little tiny gifts, she sent me a sparkly paper pad too. Ah. And I actually think I have half of the 12 by 12 pad somewhere in my stash. It was gifted to me, somebody who was destashing. So I think I have half of the 12 by 12 in there. So I'm thinking about, okay, y'all will understand if I just flip through it. I think this would make a beautiful journal. I mean, look at the, and if you do it as a journal, you can use these as like little photo squares in there. Or like something like this, you can attach a piece of paper to write over the top. I don't have really nice handwriting, whether I use lined paper or not, but lined is better for me. But it's very pretty. I love this pattern. Yeah, it's nice to have friends who do as many crafts as you do. Because I don't just, as much as I adore yarn, it's not the only thing I do. And being able to stash swap and gift things like this, I just think it's awesome. I think it's so much fun. So thank you very much, you guys. And yeah, so we're already at half an hour. And I don't want to keep talking at y'all in this video because, like I said, I got another video to film that's going to be going up in the next day or two. So if y'all watch me regularly, y'all are going to get plenty of my face and plenty of my voice. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out now. Go ahead and get on with my wrap up for 2019 and my goals for 2020 done. This one will hopefully go up today, and then I will edit the description box sometime in the near future. I will try to, every channel I mentioned, I will try to link in the description box as with the patterns and things like that. Once again, I want to remind you, if I don't link a pattern, there either is not a pattern for it, or it is a pattern that is not available for individual purchase. Anywho, you guys take care. I will see y'all real soon. It won't be another 2 weeks in between videos, hopefully. This is going up on Tuesday. My next one should be up next Thursday. Hopefully. Maybe. Anyway, take it easy. Take care. I love you guys. Happy New Year. And I hope that 2020 is full of love, joy, and blessings for each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, staying here with me. If you like the content, press the like button. If you don't, hit dislike. It's up to you. Subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. All the things everybody else remembers to tell you that I don't. I love you guys, and I will see you real soon.